That was me vamping.
Hello, good evening. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney pals, and welcome to a rather different Disneyland Paris Show podcast. We've no Chris today. He's just returned back from London.
He's been gallivanting.
I've also had a work event. I've spent approximately 22 hours in a theatre this weekend. I got back about 45 minutes ago. So it's...
I've been working as well, but I also found time to visit a friend and play Katamari reroll on the PS4.
Yeah. It's a very casual kind of working.
No bells. This bell, but no whistles.
So we don't have our usual background. We don't have our other co-host. Hugh has set up everything today, so...
Yeah, I managed to set up 2, so I've had to delete one, and so sorry if you've only just found us. Anyway, should we do some bongs and some news?
Yeah, why not?
This will have to do for the bong.
That's fine.
Right. Okay, so let's have some news. That's good, wasn't it? Disneyland Paris launches Pass Annuel Showtime.
More 30th anniversary merchandise is revealed.
And tickets for Disney Pride 2022 go on sale this Tuesday.
There you go.
That was the news. There might have been more news, but this is like, excuses for not doing your homework. So something's happened to my phone since this update, and the cursor's been pinging around, and I can't type. Because things disappear, and I'm currently in talks with Samsung now.
And I usually do the news, so it's a bit of a favour for Hugh to do some extra pieces of news. So we're just going to have a general chat today. It's a rather informal one. The choice was this or not do one. But we just like saying hello to you all so much. So we're going to get going with it. Mm-hmm. So what was that first piece of news then, Hugh?
Disneyland Paris has launched a monthly streaming thing called Pass Annuel Showtime.
I didn't watch this, actually. It was released on Wednesday, wasn't it? At like 8 p.m. or something live. You could tune in if you wanted.
I'm not sure why it's like an annual pass sort of exclusive thing, because anyone can watch it after the fact. Yeah. So... I'm not sure why that's attached to it. Maybe they can just watch it live as it happens, and we have to wait.
Yeah,
those
very strange.
those Patreon perks that people give, where they're like, you get to see it like first, which never seemed
10 minutes before everyone else.
Never seemed like a big deal to me. That.
So it's like a YouTube program, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's been some pictures of them filming it in the park, I think.
It's the usual fare. It's on a stage. Some characters come out and dance to a song.
Is it?
Which you have to endure.
I want to say Mama Rose. It's something Rose, like Layla Rose or something.
Oh, I don't know. For the one I heard was like, we're gonna have a wonderful day. Could be wrong. It was something along those lines. And then they just talk through various things like news, events.
Do they try to sell you things?
Pass holder benefits. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing. But it is in French, but it's subtitled once it's up on YouTube, so anyone can watch it.
I've been hoping that the annual pass party sales, that the launch, release some more tickets. So I've been keeping my eye on the annual pass Facebook group, and the UK Annual Pass Facebook group is full of rather unhappy bunnies at the moment.
Oh dear.
Now, often this can be a little bit misleading, can't it? Because only cross people make their voices heard. Mm-hmm. So, there's that confirmation bias, isn't there?
Well, I've literally just seen a tweet from a guy called DVC Dad who says, where is the Diz Twitter where people talk about Disney stuff rather than constantly expletive and moan about it?
I do agree. So what I'm saying is, it might be that there's 10,000 really happy UK-based DLP annual pass holders, and then there's like 100 who are annoyed, and it's the 100 comments I read. But this only been able to book 3 days thing, days selling out so quickly and easily, and so basically people are very cross that they can't use their annual pass, and I have to agree with them, because you buy an annual pass, you can go anytime you want. You look at what the block-out days are and you buy your pass accordingly. So we don't want to go Christmas week, but we're happy to go any other time. So we bought our annual pass. But then in actual fact, I can go now and look at a day I want to go and there won't be any annual pass holder passes available. And people are getting really annoyed about this, understandably, because there's people saying they've spent this much money on the understanding they could go when they want, now they can't go. Now, I've seen this all happen in California, and it's mainly locals, and you're like, yeah, that sucks. But we never really thought about the implications for UK visitors going to Paris, and I think it's hotting up a bit. I think there's some people asking for refunds, and the annual pass party being sold out within minutes, but... Did I say at the time, they didn't really tell anyone it was going on sale. They sent an email out going, we've opened sales for it, but they didn't pre-warn you. So it really basically came down to who got the email first as to how quickly it sold out. And so everyone's just cross. Everyone's cross and asking for refunds on their annual passes. And I wonder if this event will go anywhere close to sweetening the pot. What do you think?
Hopefully.
Well, you watched it. I haven't watched it.
Well, I didn't watch the whole thing. I skimmed it to get a flavour of it.
Okay.
It was mostly just some people stood about on a stage.
Was it anyone saying, "We're sorry"?
No. What with the cleavage, like Rachel?
I'm sorry.
No. I will say, Chris is in the chat. Did we say that before?
Yes. Hello, Chris.
Chris in the chat, as well as loads of other people.
Oh yes. Say hello to them.
Yes. Caitlin says she loves the background.
That's my Christmas present. It's very soft and fluffy.
Her only present.
No.
Yeah, it's a fleece from Redbubble. And it's thicker than the reviews will have you believe. I actually slept under it today for about an hour.
You know when he said earlier, I've been working too.
Yeah, but I get tired sometimes. Anyway, we'll talk to the chat people later, shall we?
Yeah,
also in the news, we've got some more 30th anniversary merchandise.
Ooh, do tell.
Should we have a look at some? I can't bring it up on screen, so if you want to play along, I'm looking at this on Walt Disney World News today.
WDWNT.com.
Yeah. WDWNT.com. So you can play along with us if you like. And that's, yeah. So, is there a / on there? Anyway, you'll find it. But anyway, there's some merchandise. And what we've got is, well, first up, we've got some Pandora Charms.
Obligatory.
Yeah. What do you think of Pandora? Not for you.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be on a really personal level. I don't like things around my wrist. I don't wear watches or anything like that. It just kind of irritates me. So it's not for me. But I would struggle to commit to something like that really requires collecting, that is that expensive.
Is it because you were arrested a few times in your teenage years? With cuffs around the wrist?
Oh, that must be it.
Yeah, so it's a 30th anniversary Pandora charm with the anniversary logo and Sleeping Beauty castle. If that's your thing,
is there anyone in the chat?
I'm sure there will be some people who love a bit of Pandora
and gets it for every birthday and Christmas. This is what people who like Pandora really like Pandora, and they get it for every event, don't they?
Is it going to get confusing that
girlfriend.
There's a Pandora in Animal Kingdom?
Perhaps.
Next up, we have a Spirit jersey. It's white. Well, we looked at this one before. It's white with sort of...
It was on that big display we looked at last week.
The characters are kind of made up of like various Disneyland Paris attraction items. It's a bit confused, and it's white. But you don't like white because you get makeup around the...
There you go.
Around the neck.
You listen.
Occasionally do. But if that's not your thing, you might like the Pet Spirit jersey, which is basically the same. Now, every now and again, I'll come across a pet costume in a supermarket at Christmas, and I think, that'd be just nice for Bonnie. And then I'll take it off the shelf, and then I'll realise it's for an Alsatian. It's for a cat. So Bonnie's our daughter, by the way. So yeah, that was a mistake I was making there. Rhino Shield phone cases. We've discussed this before. Have we seen? I'm looking at two here. There's one with the simple 30th logo on it, and it's quite stylish and nice. And then there's one with like a blue castle on half of the side, and then there's a big white strip around the side that says 30 in orange, and I just think it's horrible.
Agreed.
It's too graphic, and
It looks like a special offer sticker to me.
Yeah, it does. But they've announced they're working with Rhino Shield for 4 years. They have a 4-year relationship with them at least.
It's all any of us have talked about
Yeah.
since the big announcement, isn't it?
Look after your phone, people. But maybe I'd go for the 30th anniversary one, the full out one, rather than the split one.
Claire got a Pandora bracelet for her birthday a few years ago, but can't remember the last time she wore it, and there's only 2 charms on it. That's my thinking with it, Claire. I don't think I would value the item.
You have to start with like just a charm or 2, don't you? And
yeah.
Is it better to have loads?
I don't know. You'd rattle when you walk.
Don't know how it works. There's a couple of keys. Does anyone collect these keys?
I think Chris started to.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you? I deliberately held off because I thought if I start down that, I'm a bit of a completist and I would end up getting them all the time. And no.
I'd be interested to know what people do with them. But there's a 30th one which is really elaborate, and it's got the castle and then the logo, and it's all gold and nice. And then there's a collectible railroad key which has the steam train at the bottom forming the little bit that goes in the keyhole.
I'd be far more likely to be seduced by these park-based ones than I would the ones that you used to get in the Disney store. You know, every month they'd be doing character ones and stuff. Not that there was anything wrong with the Disney store ones, but they became 10 a penny.
A bit more exclusive for the park ones, yeah. And they're a bit fancier as well.
And it's like the pin badges; it attaches to a memory. If you get it on a particular trip, you'll remember that trip when you remember the thing, other than your trip to Meadowhall.
Chris says the boys have got Laura some charms for birthdays a few times, but she rarely wears them. So, what can you say about that?
We're not. I don't think we'll ever be sponsored by Pandora at this rate. Do you? We're not doing a great job of selling them.
I'm a bit more chilled out about it now. But a few years ago, I was slagging them off to someone at work, slagging off, and then she peeled back her sleeve. And showed me that she was wearing one.
You've got to scan the room, Huey, before you go into subjects like that.
I'm very good at that. I'm very aware of where I am and how loud I'm being and if I'm upsetting someone. But every now and again, at work in particular, I will just start mouthing off about someone who's right there next to me.
No.
It's like a power of mine to do that. And yeah. I always seem to get away with it though, but
that makes me feel all the embarrassment crinkle on your behalf.
The embarrassment crinkle.
The embarrassment crinkle. I think there's an emotion that you can describe as a crinkle.
Okay.
It's the embarrassment crinkle, and I'm feeling it on your behalf for people I don't even know.
If I get told off by a boss, which rarely happens, maybe once every 10 years, because I'm very, very good. If I get told off in front of everyone at work. I said I needed those by 10 type of thing. I'll go back to my desk, but as I go back to my desk, my head feels really tall. And this always happens if I'm shown up in front of a bunch of people.
What, you mean like eggheads? Like
I feel very
like Alan.
I feel like everyone's looking at me and my head's gone massive. Do you know what I'm saying? A weird sensation.
Who played Snape?
Alan Rickman.
You think Alan Rickman in Galaxy Quest with the egghead kind of thing?
Alan Rickman.
Is that how you feel?
Did he have a tall head?
Am I mixing up two different franchises?
Are you thinking of the cone heads? Anyway, let's get to these Phantom Manor figures. There's
they're nice.
Right, so it's a collector's
Melanie
item
Ravenswood,
designed exclusively for Disneyland Paris by the artist duo Kevin and Jodie. Anyone? Kevin and Jodie? I'm not saying we all have to have heard of them.
That's like someone you know from the pub, isn't it?
But I'd be interested to know if anyone collects these. It's Melanie and Henry Ravenswood statues. I don't know how big they are. It seems like the kind of thing, unless you had like a spooky house, that you won't really want to get out until Halloween.
The Melanie Ravenswood, she's quite pretty. I like her. Definitely the Phantom is genuinely ghoulish. She looks a little startled. She looks a little Tim Burton, doesn't she?
They look like animation characters. I quite like them. I'm not sure what we'd do with them, but
I'm a fan of anything that is Melanie Ravenswood specific because I like that we have a different and fully enriched lore around Thunder Mesa that the other Frontierlands don't have. So I'm down for Ravenswood merch.
Let's have a quick catch up with the chat, shall we, before we get into the last bit, the last piece. So who have we got? I'm going to see if anyone's saying anything fascinating. And if you're not, then we'll just get back to the news. Max says, greetings. Look at Hugh being all technical and stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what he said just before I clicked go live?
No, I don't.
He went, punch it, Chewy.
I say that when we go on the slip road to the motorways sometimes, especially if it's snowing, because it looks like you're going into hyperspace.
Yeah.
Punch it, Chewy. We did that way back from Hull.
Caitlin Jackson, I get the crinkle of vicarious embarrassment. I don't like a lot of cringe comedy for that reason. I am exactly the same.
I love it.
Oh, Hugh, absolutely. It's his favourite thing, The Office, anything like that. And I appreciate it and I see the humour in it, but I find it physically difficult to watch, like, actually upsetting. And you know this, and you tend to, like,
well, I've started to,
for when I'm out.
Yeah, I've started to watch things when you're out. Like, I watch The Office almost once a year, and you're never in for that.
And thing is, I laugh and then wince in like one go because I feel when I do laugh at it, I feel even worse.
There's something so enjoyable about something really awkward happening, as long as you're not involved. At work, again, if someone's having an argument but it's nothing to do with you. Oh no, I can't listen. I have to leave the room. Fun. It's the most upsetting thing. I love it. Drama llama. Yeah. Penny, she's got a Disney Pandora bracelet, which she loves. She only started collecting last summer, so only have a few charms, but they each have a special meaning. That's what I like, and I've talked about my pin collection before. Mm-hmm. This is, I think if I went down that route, it would mean something, and that's what I meant with the keys. Have we still got that suitcase with all the stickers of the places it had been on it? Yes, I do. And the thing is, it's full at the front, and I started on the back, and then... But twice, just to tell you what Hugh means, I have a little hand luggage sized hard suitcase, and for a while, every time we went on holiday, I would get a sticker of that place and put it on the suitcase. So we've got like Amsterdam, Japan. I took it a couple of times on my own to America and things, and got stickers for it. And twice I've been stopped whilst dragging it because someone wants to take a photograph of it. How strange is that? Someone wants to take a photo, but it does look pretty cool. It's a good item. I'm sorry, I'm still looking through the crinkle of vicarious embarrassment. I'm still reeling from that. It's a good sentence, that, isn't it? Bob says, I know a lot of people with embarrassment crinkles. I think that says a lot about my behaviour. My mind went lewd then. Oh, well, keep it clean. All right. Only my mind. The rest of me's good. Chris is there. Anyway, there's loads of people in the chat. Good. It's good to see you all. It is. So, what was news item number 3? Tickets have gone on sale for Disney Pride. Is it Disneyland Paris Pride 2022? Yes. I believe that's the title. Well, full information, up-to-date information is on the Disneyland Paris Pride Instagram page. I looked earlier; it has 3 pictures, but it was cancelled last year. It was. So they go on sale on this Tuesday. And it's for like an after-hours event. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. There's a special parade. There'll be special meet and greets. Go on the rides late into the night. Now, while it's quiet. Brilliant. I believe that, you see, we did this in the news last year, or was it the year before? But I believe that Disneyland Paris is the only one that that runs their own event. I think other events overseas are kind of unofficially run, and then the Disney parks sort of allow those to be the days that happens, but they don't advertise it. I think Disneyland Paris is the only one that runs its own event, and it's slowly becoming more LGBT because for a while they kind of branded it as, I can't remember exactly what they did, but it was like Inclusivity Day, everybody... pride in love everybody kind of days, whereas I think that they're becoming a little bit diversity. Celebrate diversity. I think probably because I like this one. It says be ready to celebrate diversity. So don't celebrate it yet. Just be ready.
So I understand it's a family park, but I think that we get into a point in history where children know. You know what I mean? You don't have to hide it under something else. So, but I just think it's absolutely fantastic that Paris will have these strong inclusive events.
I've just written a children's book. I've just finished it. I just sent it off to someone.
He's sending it to publishers, guys. We'll tell you if it gets picked up.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, I won't say anything, but you'll just know, because I'll never mention it again, and I'll have a sadness in my eyes. But I've just ever so subtly introduced some themes of diversity and how do you put it? Take this out because I can't concentrate.
You mean Ashley Banjo doing some breaks in the background?
You know how you want to identify. You know, just I'm not like it's so subtly done. I think I quite like it. It's good. It's about flamingos. I've said too much.
It's his opus.
Yeah, it is. Until it gets rubbished and I have to do a new one. Oh, I did find a Disneyland Paris. There was a page about there was like a I can't speak. There was a paragraph about this past annual Showtime thing, and it was I think it was on YouTube, and it was really badly worded, so it made me laugh. Let me find it. You keep talking.
Right, we didn't really discuss a discussion today, but what was mentioned is Christopher, our co-host, doesn't visit the American parks, but we do. Now, this is the Disneyland Paris show, so we generally, other than the odd reference, we're talking about Disneyland Paris. But while Chris is away and we didn't have a single discussion, we thought we might have the second half of the show as a very brief Walt Disney World takeover. First of all, to Lex, I know we've got a lot of people who come with us in the chat and regular listeners who do go to the American parks, who might want to talk about certain subjects, or they might have questions they want to ask us. So we're going to do the Walt Disney World takeover, and we've got an upcoming trip that I genuinely believe is going to happen.
We'll see.
Which, I mean, we've cancelled 5.
We'll see.
So, is this the 5th one? I can never remember if we've cancelled 5. It's just gone so bad. So this might be the 6th one, and it might happen. So I'd really like to talk about that. So
also, my moustache is gone. You might have noticed. Although it's still there, but it's hidden in a beard.
Yeah, it's just waiting to be unleashed, isn't it? Claire has just mentioned,
yes.
I forgot to mention the Gardens of Wonder last week. It was on my notes, and sometimes the flow of conversation naturally goes to something. And so I actually skipped that item on my notes to talk about something else and didn't go back. The Gardens of Wonder, now I'm doing it without my notes, is, I believe it's 10 gardens that are going to be in and around the hub. Now I'm guessing... just thinking about where they are, you've got 4 hub gardens. You've got the garden off to the left next to where the control tower is for the projections. That makes 5. You've got the garden in front of where Donald and Winnie the Pooh and people like that meets. That makes 6. I think the others must be down on the grass in front of the castle, or off to the side a bit going into the lands. There is an area in front of Frontierland and Adventureland. Anyway, for the 30th anniversary, they're having 10 Gardens of Wonder. And they've got these kind of spiral sculptures made of metal spirals. If you imagine the point in Alice in Wonderland where the Cheshire Cat unspirals himself, you know what I mean? There is a Cheshire Cat one. Uncoils, that's it. That looks like that. But they've done a lot of other characters. Oh, thank you. They've done a lot of other characters the same in these sculptures, and they've made them kind of iridescent and a little bit rainbow in the way that, like we said, those two-tone cars. They're done in that kind of metallic feel. So, and then they're going to design loads of appropriate foliage to go around them. And if this is as impactful as I think it will be when you enter the hub area, it's going to look very impressive and different. Far from just being a couple of banners on Main Street, I think that we're going to have some major decorations going on.
Speaking of banners, Mark Chester just said they watched Infinity War and Endgame over the weekend, and the Quinjet appears in those movies loads. So its appearance in the DLP gets a thumbs up from moi, he says, which also means him.
Because I'm still reeling from how unimpressed you and Chris were when I went, look, the Quinjet, there's a Quinjet.
It's just not the icon that, you know, I mean...
I think it will become the icon.
Will it? As far as the MCU goes, it's like in Epcot, they've got the one from, Xandar?
Yes.
That's right, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Those ones that link, the yellow ones that link together. Mm-hmm. Again, it looks really cool, and apparently it's massive, but I'm not sure how iconic that is. But then... You know, we're still in the process of it's still new, isn't it? All this. So will the Quinjet be the Millennium Falcon of its time?
Well, it has to be really in that area.
Or Falcon, if you're from here. No one says Falcon here, do they? Millennium Falcon.
Falcon.
We still say Falcon, don't we?
Yeah.
Even though we describe the bird as a falcon.
I wouldn't describe the bird as a falcon. I'd describe it as a falcon.
Posh.
Like Kez.
Maybe we should set up another poll. Yeah. Falcon or Falcon. Yeah.
Just, so any questions you've got about Walt Disney World, please throw them at us. We were planning on going to California this year, but because the Walt Disney World got cancelled and rebooked so many times, our Walt Disney World holiday has become this year's holiday.
I've literally lost count of... Honestly, is this the 5th one?
I think this might be... I think we've booked and cancelled 4.
We've been for 3 years.
We booked and cancelled 4, but we planned one, fully planned one, and then chickened out of booking it. So I think this is the 5th/6th one that we've got.
Chris says... Christopher Walken says Falcon. Christopher Walken says Falcon.
Is he always right?
He didn't he do an audition for Han Solo? I think he did. No, he did actually. He did. She's fast enough for you, old man. She did the Kessel Run in 13 parsecs.
That's horrendous. He would make a good android, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would actually.
No, you sounded then like you could have been one of the bit characters in the android families. Right, I'm going to tell you what's happening with. I just want to point out that the Dunn family.
You're not going to let me do a droid Christopher Walken, you know.
Are you saying that like?
You don't know how I work.
Okay.
I'm sat here twitching. I'm not listening to a word you're saying. I'm just thinking like what would he say? It's a. Of course, I can speak to moisture extractors. It's like a second language to me. Something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. Anyway, what were you saying? I'm listening now.
The Dunn family have... Oh, it scrolled up. You booked a trip for the 9th of March for 3 days. Because when he was on the live chat last week, he was saying the annual passes are burning a hole in his pocket and he was looking at dates.
May.
I
think he changed it to May. 9th of May.
9th of May for 3 days. We really, 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 really need to go. I'm going to have a proper look. I still haven't cancelled that March one, but I think it's looking... I'm not going on those dates if we're not going to the annual pass party because the dates are reasonably inconvenient. The only reason we booked that hotel was the annual pass party that then sold off within moments. So... I'm going to tell you now what trip we've got booked, what we've got planned. I might ask you some questions and you can ask us some questions. A two-way conversation, if you will. So, I won't tell you the exact dates. I don't want anyone to rob our house. However, we're flying out. We're driving down to Gatwick, staying in a hotel overnight. That's not very exciting. And then we're flying out... on one day, and we're staying at Bay Lake Tower, which is the DVC tower attached to the Contemporary Resort. Now, we were just staying there for one day. The idea was go, be able to see the Magic Kingdom out the window, walk the Magic Kingdom on the first day, and then go to get the bus to Saratoga Springs at the end of that day. However, I thought one of the big benefits of being in the hotel that is walking distance from the Magic Kingdom is being able to go back for afternoon breaks, particularly on that first day when your body clock's all wrong, being able to visit the restaurants and, getting it back and forth a bit. So I have been stalking the DVC website looking for cancellations, and just while I was at work today, I managed to change one of our Saratoga Spring nights to 2 nights at Bay Lake Tower. So we've got the first 2 nights at Bay Lake Tower.
Not convert one night into 2, but take one from Saratoga and move it over.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm beyond excited about that. That is just to know that the first place you're going to go when you get off the flight is straight to walking distance from the Magic Kingdom is thrilling to me. We've then got 2 nights in Saratoga Springs, which is our home resort. And this was partly necessity, guys. As you know, we had our cruise cancelled. And by the time our cruise was cancelled, a lot of availability had gone. So it was partly that, partly the fact that it's cheap in terms of points. But we wanted to visit our home resort. And we thought this works out well because it's near Disney Springs. In that sort of 3rd or 4th day of our holidays, when we would probably like to do a bit of shopping, we've got the parks out of our system, but we like to bimble around some shops.
2 important things.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's very important. It's time critical. First, Chris is going because he's tired.
Okay.
And
bye, Chris.
Thanks for being here, Chris.
It's like, they're talking about America.
It's a calming presence just having you here, Chris. Watching my mistakes. But also, more importantly, I'm sorry, Chris, we need to say hello to Charlie, who's 7, who's watching.
Oh, hello, Charlie.
Charlie.
It's really
How
lovely
you doing?
Do you like going to Disney parks?
Hi, pal!
Do you like going to Disney parks? Have you been to Disneyland Paris? Because you'll love it. And then this is the sandwich filling of the holiday, if you will. This is the main event. We've then got 7 days at the Polynesian Resort, which is, I have had this weird, for 20 years, since I went to Walt Disney World with my parents when I was 17, I've had this weird obsession with the Polynesian Resort. I genuinely never believed I would stay there. I never thought it would be in the income bracket because 2 weeks there is can be up to $20,000 kind of thing. But since we became DVC members on cheapy resale points,
resale scum,
and since I've juggled around our resale points, we get 7 days in the Polynesian. And
does that answer Claire's question of how many days are we going for?
14 in total.
Mike says Bay Lake Tower and Polynesian. That sounds phenomenal.
Done it. In it.
Well, doing it, hopefully.
Yes. And that straddles my 40th birthday. So here's a question for you guys out there. I still haven't decided what to do for my 40th birthday, as in something that's, being at Walt Disney World, staying at the Polynesian is pretty good.
I know what you could do.
But that thing that's just a step bigger, and what I'd like to do is some kind of mad challenge. Oh. So one we had thought of was try and get 40 selfies with 40 different cast members in 40 different uniforms, because I'm all about the cast members and spreading the love.
I came up with a cast member angle, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
Did you have another idea? Or was it just an idea?
I was going to see if I could research a thing that had been launched in every year, as in 1982, 1983, 1984, 1985, for 40, and get selfies in front of those things. And I thought, I can't face the research.
Can't be bothered.
Yeah. So what we were going to do, we were meant to go and to Walt Disney World for my 38th. We were going to be staying at Port Orleans at the time because we weren't DVC members, but we were going to go to a luau at the 40th, luau at the Polynesian for my 40th, because the Polynesian's my special place. But the luau isn't open at the moment, so that's kind of off. So we could either do a challenge. We've done a firework cruise for our 10th wedding anniversary, haven't we? And that was amazing. And firework parties we've done anyway, and I know they cost money, but the SMAD don't feel special enough. We might just end up doing those because we like watching fireworks. So something that'll be like a thing. I might do the 4-park challenge. We could just do the 4-park challenge.
I like the cast member thing.
I like the cast member thing. And I think what
Make
I
a
might
good video.
do... Exactly.
It could just be as simple as... you'd have to tell them off camera what you're doing and then be like, hi, what's your name? Where do you work?
I might make some badges that say something soppy like... I make magic or something, because I just think cast members are amazing. And on that my birthday, take them out and give them to all the cast members that I have my photo taken with, so that they know how appreciated they are. I hope they all know how appreciated they are, but that would be the point of the thing, I think. Anyway.
There was something... I'm just trying to remember who said it.
You're going back quite a way there.
I am.
Then the final 3 nights, I think it's 3 nights of the holiday, will be at the Beach Club, which is right outside Epcot. So we've got a Magic Kingdom resort hotel, and then we've got an Epcot resort hotel, and also Hollywood Studios, because the Skyliner and the boats and things like that. But that's the one with the incredible pool, and Bonnie does love a lazy river and the boardwalk. And by that point, meet 40 bloggers, the Dunn vloggers. That probably wouldn't be hard in Walt Disney World.
No.
By that point in the holiday,
throw a stick, you get 20.
I think that our energy might be ebbing a bit. So we're going to the Beach Club to enjoy the pool, to enjoy lazing in and out of Epcot, enjoying croissants in France, maybe slow down a bit, but no one knows, we probably won't. But we're very well placed for park visiting if we're there, and it looks gorgeous. So that is all our plans. Now Mike has said, how about the Keys to the Kingdom tour? Mike, I love a walking tour in any city, anywhere in the world. Just give me a historian and a walking tour, and I love it. But it's not your thing, is it?
Well, it's very expensive.
And Bonnie's 7, and I don't think it'd be her thing.
It would be good, but it's very expensive.
I honestly might consider as a gift to myself sending you 2 off for the day and me doing the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Charming.
I know.
Penny's saying, news, well, it was to me. I heard this week from a very reliable source that Avengers Campus is definitely on course to open early June. Because we know it's summer for sure, yes. Don't we? Early June.
That sounds about right. Does early June, because that sounds about right. That I did look into it, and historically they've had a lot of attractions open. Like the 31st of May seems to be a buzz day, but early June would put all your cast member previews, press previews and annual pass holder previews in that last week in May, which is historically like the hot time for doing that. So we're going to miss it because we're going to be away.
Have we been to Warwick Castle?
Yes, we've been to Warwick Castle.
Which one was that? We've been to a lot of castles and houses.
That was the one with the incredible waxworks that Bonnie hated.
Yeah. Because Cheryl was saying for her 40th, she's going to stay in one of the lodges.
Oh, yeah, we walked past those because the car park is like beyond the lodges.
We went during the infamous 2020.
We did. It was like first time out, kind of go on a day trip. Well, it wasn't a day trip. We'd had tickets to Downton Abbey, which is Highclere Castle, postponed from April 2020 to August 2020, and we went down. But it was all, temperature checks and masks and social distancing up there. But we actually enjoyed it more for that because there weren't so many scummy people. I got the fear going up the spiral staircase though, can you remember?
Yeah, those...
And you get halfway up and it's like going down would be as bad as going up, so you just carry on going up.
If you're on the really thin side, if you fell, could you go straight down? You can't. Yeah. You can't. You'd have to sort of snake around it, but it's worrying. I was once on I think it was at the top of Heights of Abraham. There's a tower up there, and there's just one spiral staircase, so going up or down, and coming down I had to sort of wait for people to pass, and I was just clinging onto the thin bit of the spiral staircase, and it was really high. It's very high. Not
for me. It's a shame. I love everything else about Warwick Castle. Yeah. And we had to go at archery. It was fun.
We could wrap it up, because it wasn't going to be a long one today, was it?
We could do.
We started late. We'll put a warning on it, guys.
Yeah. So you've just got, let's say, in 3 minutes we'll start to wrap up if nobody puts any more Walt Disney World questions or Disneyland Paris questions in there. Any questions at all.
I just look
or
back
good ideas for my 40th. I did see someone say California grilling the Contemporary during the Magic Kingdom fireworks. Now the thing is,
I think that was
Caitlin. We're taking my mum and dad for their joint Mum's 75th birthday and Mum and Dad's 50th wedding anniversary. We're taking them to Walt Disney World using DVC points, yay. And I think we're going to do that on their wedding anniversary because they're not going to be up for doing anything mental like Keys. Well, they couldn't walk around the Keys to the Kingdom tour, but we think treating them to a meal at the California Grill is more that speed. So I think we're saving that. And thing is, I'm not a posh meal kind of gal when it comes to celebrating, am I? I'd rather do something a bit energetic and weird.
Speaking of posh meals...
Oh,
Claire's asking, what restaurants are on your must-do list in Walt Disney World? Now, thing is, we did a bunch the first time we went, didn't we?
We were on the dining plan
and then
last
the second time, we had so many on the list that we had to like really choose. We had to bump a few, and then did a bunch of them close or something during the lockdown, so it wasn't an issue anymore.
Yeah. Well, they're opening back up now, but when we went in 2019, we were on the dining plan, so we had for 14 days, so we had 14 table service tokens and we used them, so all our like top 10 all got used that time. So then we had to look for like the next tier down, but you really want to go to sci-fi dining, don't you?
Yeah.
So
it was hard to get though, wasn't it?
It was really hard to get. We didn't go there the first time, so that's like top of the list this time. Space 220 has opened.
Yeah.
That's gone top of the list for this time.
There's ones that were really nice that I'd like to go back to, but then it's almost a waste to do it. Like, I really enjoyed, what was that one we went to on the first day?
Liberty Tree Tavern.
Liberty Tree Tavern. It was delicious. And I just want to go back. We didn't get the...
and you didn't enjoy it because you had lockjaw. You want to go back without lockjaw.
I'd done something to my jaw. I could only eat with like... I could only open my mouth about a centimetre and just chew with the front of my teeth for about a day and a half. It was agony. I don't know what I'd done. I was like, I thought, I'm going to give it a couple of days and I'm going to have to find a doctor here because I can't open my jaw.
I think we're going to give Skipper Canteen a try, which is like, it's a bit of a hidden gem in Adventureland, because we didn't...
Don't tell everybody.
We didn't do that. I think, do you know what? I think that opened only like a month or two before we went in 2019. Is that right? So it wasn't top of the list. Also, staying at the Polynesian, we will probably do Ohana. We did it last time.
You can get it as room service, can't you?
Oh, yeah, you can.
I'm not sure why you'd prefer that over going to the restaurant, but...
The same with staying at Bay Lake Tower. We'll probably try Steakhouse 71. I'm like that whether to do Chef Mickey's because it's expensive and it's a character meal, and if we weren't staying at the Contemporary, it would be a good reason to visit the Contemporary, but because we're going to be walking through that lobby anyway, and it's a thing in the lobby. Don't know about that.
Dunn family says they're eating in Beauty and the Beast for Katie's 16th.
Oh, lovely. We did that for breakfast, didn't we? And it was good. But we didn't get put in the ballroom or the rose room. We got put in the music room that doesn't exist in the film. Do you remember?
It was the most boring room.
Yes.
It was fine though.
We had a little walk around.
We looked in the rose room and it was very, very dark. To the point where was it Captain Jack's dark? Do you know?
I don't know if anything's Captain Jack's dark.
Where you have to get your phone out to look at your food.
Yeah. But they have thunderstorms at the windows every 5 minutes or so, which should be good. She's going to love that. Request which room you want so you don't get put in the portrait room or the...
But it'll be fine if you do. Don't worry. Claire's saying she's not ready to see lines going past the ride entrances and continuing for ages. So that's it would be ailing to her as a frequent DLP visitor. But then she says later, feels like the only attractions that get past an hour are Crusher's Coaster and RC Racer and occasionally Remy and DLP. I only went on RC Racer because it was about 15-20 minute wait. That's the only time I've been on it. The last time I went and I had a look and it was it was way over an hour.
Early magic hours, RC Racer, straight on, because it's not people's priority in early magic hours, and it's good. The rest of the time, yeah.
Crusher's Coaster, I did single rider.
Big Thunder Mountain is always over an hour. Oh, it's always over 45 minutes when we're there. It regularly gets up to 75 minutes. And I know it's not an attraction, but Princess Pavilion.
Yeah.
Just go to somewhere else that we're wanting to eat at Walt Disney World. everywhere in Galaxy's Edge. We're just going to spend one day doing Galaxy's Edge, but I want a Ronto roaster. I want
Ronto wrap.
Ronto wrap.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, the venue's called Ronto Roasters, and they sell Ronto wraps. I want the Katsaka kettle popcorn. I want the blue milk. I want all of it. Want to go to
green milk.
Olga's Cantina. Going to go to Olga's.
Mark was asking about the Key to the Kingdom tour, which Bob answered. Bob mopped that up, but he said Mark's asking what it is, the Key to the Kingdom tour, and Bob says it's a walking tour of Magic Kingdom with a cast member guide, seeing utilisers and costuming, etc. What's utilising?
I think it means utilidors.
Oh no, yeah, he says later on, utilidors, not utilisers. So I'm not caught up. And then you get trivia as you go around. It says they don't like you knowing more than them. I think that goes.
Did you know more than them,
that's
Bob?
Did you? Yeah, Bob will have done. But that goes for any walking tour that you do in London, or you get that guy who is like, it's always a guy who goes, do you know when what? There's a sitcom where someone's on a walking tour and then they ask something of the tour guide and he goes, yes, once again, you successfully answered your own question. What's that on?
I don't know.
I feel like it's someone with a New Zealand accent or something.
Oh, I don't know.
What I mean?
I do know what you mean. I can't remember what it's on.
Once again, you've successfully answered your own question. And it's just someone who's been a bit of a smart aleck on a walking tour or something like that.
It's always nice to have some sort of particular questions to ask tour guides.
Modern Family. Trying to remember which one that is.
I can't remember.
Or the Australian.
Can't wait to visit Batu for the main reason for going. Yeah, absolutely. And we were trying to decide whether to do a full Hollywood Studios day. Well, we're there for 14 days. A couple of Hollywood Studios days and dip in and out. Or do one day that is the rest of Hollywood Studios and one day where we just blitz Galaxy's Edge. I think we might go the blitz Galaxy's Edge thing. I'm not sure it'll be a full day. It'll probably be a good half day, though, thinking of everything.
Galaxy's Edge.
Half of it'll be queuing for Rise of Resistance.
Do you know what? I could not go on any rides. I just want to go and just sit in it.
Soak it.
I always say that. With a blue and a green milk.
I want to get some of these Zoom photos. Super Zoom photos. That's for me.
Okay.
And what else is on our bucket list of things? There's so much.
I wish we could talk about the restaurants at Paris the way we talk about the Walt Disney World ones. You know what I mean?
Well, there's fewer of them, but we do talk with absolute enthusiasm about
we love Captain Jack's.
Remy's. Although I talk about the chips, don't I?
You didn't rate Remy. I liked it. The buffets are always good, but then it's just American, man, they can cook the meat.
They can cook the meat.
Man alive, they can cook meat.
Portions are too big. There's
I try not to eat red meat anymore, but when we go there, it's red meat a go.
There's a news item circulating various Walt Disney World news outlets at the moment because they've said that they're going to cut, in order to save cost, they're going to start cutting portion sizes. But of course they won't reduce the price, and so people are saying it's typical Disney, you get less, pay the same but get less. And thing is...
Have you seen double deckers lately?
No. Thing is, they're
so thin.
The portions they're obnoxious. And I think, we get big portions in gastropubs and stuff, but I think perhaps to a British eye and stomach, it's like, it's too much food.
I had a starter in Cleveland, Ohio that was a main, and I couldn't finish it. It was quesadillas, and then my main came, and I barely touched it. What a waste. Is that my fault? Should I have known better?
I don't know.
Also, we were all a bit nervous and not very hungry because we had a big presentation the next day, and our boss at the time wasn't being very encouraging. Sorry, it's gone now.
Plaza Gardens is fantastic.
It's not died, he's just
carrots
he left.
breakfast. Paul, I absolutely agree with you. We really enjoyed Plaza Gardens. And it's good to get the second sitting as well. You can use your early magic hours. This is a tip if it comes back for anyone thinking of it. They have 2 sittings. And of course, they have to get the first sitting out in order to get the second sitting in. But if you're the second sitting, you can use your early magic hours to ride rides, still go for your breakfast, and you're not turfed out as quickly at the end. So I think that would be a tip for that one.
Bob says about the double deckers, single deckers now. Before long, there'll be Ubers.
Claire's got...
No reaction there, Bob. Did you notice?
I was reading.
I liked it.
I was reading. Claire's got family friends in Walt Disney World right now. One of them posted a picture on Instagram of all the Disney snacks, and I was so shocked. I know about the quality there, but my God, a lot of they're made for Instagram, Claire. They are definitely made for Instagram, and I'm not saying they're not delicious. They are, but it's definitely a marketing ploy, and to bring them out regularly and to bring out the variety. It's what they do, and they are absolutely amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
They do taste good as well, though.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a bingo card thing. You know what I mean? It'll send you across the park to go and check off that item that you saw on Instagram.
If you find one you like I liked that key lime, that blue key lime on a stick cake in the Incredibles area of Walt Disney Studios, and I think I had 3 of them, and the third one ruined it for me.
Oh no!
So you enjoy something so much that you just. You go crazy and then you never want it again. That happened. Yeah.
And there's really iconic things like the citrus swirl and Dole Whip and things like that.
Have we seen the Lodge Guys?
We have. I've seen the Lodge Guys. I don't know if you've seen the Lodge
Family's
Guys.
saying that their trip is amazing.
Oh, is it? Have they done one recently? Because they were, of course, stuck in the UK as we were.
Claire's saying, I know it's Disney Springs, but have you heard about the 5-hour queues for Gideon's Bakehouse? I think I was saying last week, I kind of said this on the show, maybe in relation to something else, but we were talking about Gideon's Bakehouse before the show, and I was saying, isn't it weird? No matter how good a cookie was here, you wouldn't queue 5 hours, but there's something about being in a Disney park, you just think, well, I want that, so I'm going to queue no matter what. And you wouldn't do it outside of the park. I'm not sure what it is about it. You know, we just lower all our standards and get in a massive queue. When would you do that for a cookie? I'd go, do you know what? It's not as nice, but I can get 5 for £1 at Asda. Let's do that.
It's firmer. But the thing is, we've already decided we're doing that. We're like, yep, we want.
What's the cut-off point though?
Cookies.
An hour.
Well, I think there's.
You can't queue for a cookie for longer than an hour, can you?
No, they do a virtual queue thing, so I think you can go and shop a bit.
Yeah.
But there are also tactics about when you go and what days of the week you go. You know, like going a Tuesday morning is better. And
I wonder if there's ever a chance you can just rock up and get one 5 minutes later.
That's the thing. We will be going.
Is it? Is there something they could do?
The Dunn family have mentioned the Character Warehouse. We made a pilgrimage there last time, and
we saw a vlogger.
No, well,
a controversial vlogger, because someone had just broken up with someone, and they made a vlog about it, and then we saw her in the shop.
It was very
Very what?
I'm just gonna say who it was.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't.
There's quite a big US vlogger, and they were a couple vlogging, and they got divorced. They were a married couple, but it was the male counterpart of this made a tell-all,
a very emotional,
weepy, heartfelt announcement.
It's quite sad, wasn't it?
And
we saw her.
And it was like 2 weeks later, we were in Florida, and we saw the female in the shop.
Although we're not throwing shade on her.
Oh,
because,
no.
You know,
couples break up.
We didn't hear her side. He got to do a vlog about it, didn't he? She didn't. But I was saying, look who it is. I don't think we could have seen a more exciting vlogger person at the time.
It was very spill the tea, wasn't it?
What? I was very spill the tea.
Gossipy.
Okay.
But yeah, we did Character Warehouse, and I got an Orange Bird dress shop dress. Now the thing is about places like that, and it's same in the UK when you go to these outlet things, is it's not an amazing shop full of amazing things, but you only need to see one thing that you really want.
I saw nothing.
And it's worth the trip.
Nothing.
No, there's loads of shelves of like pointless tat and toys that nobody wanted and outdated, merchandise that says 2017 on it, and you're like, But we saw this amazing dress. I've also seen other people go and get Spirit jerseys and lounge flies, and I think we probably will take the Uber out again. It's worth a couple of hours out your afternoon.
I don't mind doing that. Paul's saying when they go for the first night, they're staying at Explorers before going into Sequoia Lodge. We've stayed
yay.
at Square Lodge. It's nice. We've stayed near
I
Explorers.
think Paul wants to get us back onto Disneyland Paris. I understand, Paul. Today's a one-off.
Well, he's saying they're undecided as to whether to go to Rainforest Cafe or Planet Hollywood. We've never been in Planet Hollywood, have we? Rainforest Cafe, we liked it, didn't we?
I'd heard terrible things about Rainforest Cafe, and I really enjoyed my food.
At the end of on my video about it, when you walk out, the summary is great food, awful service. The service, it was just a guy who just he didn't care. He didn't care.
Found the atmosphere.
There's no love in him.
Atmosphere and the decorations fantastic, just to the level that you would expect. Really good if you've got kids. The food I had was very good. It was a really good pasta dish. But it was French table service, which is the plate goes like that.
Prague table service is the worst.
Czech table service.
A guy
is brilliantly
a
terrible.
guy in Prague dropped the plate in front of me from about an inch off the table. You know, he dropped it in front of me. But that meal was incredible.
Yeah.
Prague is some of the best food I've ever had in the world.
But if you've never been to a Rainforest Cafe, I'd recommend going. I don't know how good Planet Hollywood is inside, but I've been in other Planet Hollywoods that are fairly standard American diner, but with costumes and things on display.
I'm not sure I've been in one before. Maybe.
But Rainforest Cafe, it's a real destination dine, not cheap. Also, you have to book it through the Rainforest Cafe website. I think, is it a Landry's restaurant, I think? You have to book it. You can't book it through any Disneyland Paris apps, and I would recommend booking.
Claire, well done for spelling it dwarfs, because 90% of people think it's dwarves.
Including
which
me.
is Tolkien. It's a made-up word, technically. So Claire says, I've not even read what she said. She says, do you think the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is worth the long wait? No. It's worth a bit of a wait. It's worth a bit of a wait, but it's not an amazing ride, is it?
Let me tell you, we're back to Walt Disney World. Anyone who's lost track, I don't think we'll go on it this time. I honestly don't.
I wouldn't,
because it's
be
not
bothered about not going on.
It's not included in Disney Plus. It's one of the individual lightning lanes that you have to pay extra for, and I don't think we would pay $30 to go on it.
Oh, come on.
I don't think we would wait over an hour to go on it. If we happen to be going, and I would say 40 minutes. If it was 35 minutes, I'd go on, it's 35 minutes, let's do it. Because it's an e-ticket, isn't it? It's the kind of thing you should do. We won't be paying to go on it, and I can't see it being short enough a queue for us to go on. I'll be honest. Shame that, because I did like it. It's a good ride. But it's ridiculous that it isn't in Disney Plus.
Anyway, I think it's time, don't you?
Do you? There's still people talking.
I'm calling it.
Oh, staying at the residence at Park Valderoup.
Chris is here.
I know.
Mr. I'm going to bed. Has Chris got ready for bed? Now he's on his phone in bed. Is that what you're doing, Chris?
Maybe.
I think that's what he's doing. Chris, what does he say then? When we're going in February, now moved to August, we were going to stay overnight at Cheyenne before going to Marvel, and the plan was Rainforest as the last time I went on my own, and I want to take the kids. Oh. Yeah. I get it mixed up with the T-Rex one in Disney Springs. It has the same kind of...
It's run by the same company.
There you go. I was gonna.
It's the same thing.
I did wonder that.
They've got they've got basically the Rainforest Cafe, but prehistoric with dinosaurs, and they've got an Ice Age section that's really good because it's just frozen blue things. So there you go.
Bob's asking Chris what he's wearing. Chris sent us a private message separately to tell us he's naked.
That's so gross. Not that you naked is gross, Chris. Just us talking about it.
No, I was being gross.
On YouTube.
But he didn't actually send us that. Anyway, I think it's time on that note, don't you?
I think it is. We've been an hour. We thought we might only be half an hour today, didn't
Chris
we?
is wearing a sock.
Thank you so much.
But where?
Staying with us, and am I going to apologise? Yeah, I am going to apologise for it being a slightly different format this week. We will be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week with all the jingles and the tech and everything that you expect, and our good friend Chris sat next to us. But
with just a sock on.
Yeah. But for today, thank you very much for joining us. I've been Lucy. This has been Hugh. You've been great. Thank you very much, and good night.
Good night, everybody. It's time to go.